Hello guys, welcome back to Pay Bills. So today we will be having another educational video on which pair to trade. So many of the people, even myself, when I was like in the start of trading, I had this question that which pair should I trade, because obviously every currency in the world is listed in the forex exchange market. So obviously you cannot trade each and every currency in the world, but you have to like you can only trade one or two pairs at max. There are people, so called forex and instagram gurus, they do trade up to like 15 to 20 pairs, but you cannot fully grasp the concept, the fundamental and technical analysis of all the 20 pairs. But you can do both the fundamental and technical analysis and grasp the concepts and how those pairs moves of like up to one or two pairs at max. This is the human capability, you cannot exceed that. This is like common sense. So this is one of the main reason why most of the traders lose their money, is because they start focusing on 10 pairs, 20 pairs, 5 pairs a day, not a week, not a month, not a year, but in a single day to find out their trade, and ultimately they just find themselves a loser in all the pairs. So, or any commodity, metal, or energy, that can be anything. So today I will be breaking down the steps on which you can you can like you can filter out the pair to trade for your own self. So let's go. How to identify which pair to trade. So which pair has volume? Obviously this is one of the main reason, like as I have told you guys, that candle and on can be like of this type, and there can be a candle which is like this. I have seen pairs who have this kind of weak bullish or even bearish candles of daily time frame, and I do trade pairs which have 1 to 2 minutes or even 5 minutes candles which have more volume than those candles whole daily candle. So you have to make sure that that specific pair do have volume, that the candles which are formed are big, they do follow specific, they do follow trends, they fall into your strategy, they do follow your strategy. And the first of all is volume. If there is no volume, there is like you would be trading nothing. The obviously if there is no volume in the market or in that specific pair, or consider commodity, metal, anything, that specific pair would be moving just sideways. So at the end of the day you would be just break even or even worse in the loss. So let's see what do we have next. So try to make sure that your pair is dependent on the sessions. For example, I will like say yes, USD JPY. So USD JPY is consist of USD dollar, which is dependent upon this New York session, and that also have JPY, that is Japanese yen, which is dependent on Asian session. So both of the currencies which is involved in the USD JPY, they do follow or they do open in specific sessions. One is in Asian and one is in New York, and both of them are like good currencies which like people used to trade. So USD JPY as a whole is a good like pair, because we can trade it in Asian, because at that time USD is closed and Asian is open, Japanese yen is open. And we can also trade in it in New York session, because in that session Japanese yen is closed and New York and USD dollar is open. So this is how you can analyze which pair you can trade or you should trade, and which is like suitable for you. Another thing is pairs volume time suitable for me to trade. Like now I do have example. So as I said about USD, let me write it down. USD JPY. So if we talk about USD JPY, in this USD, I said it is open in Asian and New York, so it has volume in Asian session and in New York session. So the country I live in I live in Pakistan, so here the Asian session is like around 5 a.m. in the morning, and New York session is 5 p.m. in the evening. So it is very inconvenient for me to trade Asian session because I have to like wake up like at least 3 a.m. in the morning so I can sit in front of charts up to 3:30, because at 3:30 a.m. it's Asian time, and you always start trading the session from the pre-session timing. So it is very inconvenient for me to trade Asian session. But like I said in the 5 p.m. it is very convenient for me and easy for me to trade NY session, because NY session is in the afternoon 5 p.m. and I can easily sit in front of charts from 3:30 till 5:50, like till NYSE open. So in a summary, I can trade USD but I can only trade it in the NY session, but not in the Asian session, because that would be very inconvenient for me. So guys, make sure that you always select that pair which you can trade in the volume time, and volume time is only and only during session opening, pre-sessions, and during news events. So I do have a video on this, that which is a specific proper time to trade. I will link in the item, do check it out. So moving on, is pair too much volatile for me to trade? So I will separate it into specific things. Like, too much volatile means, is there is my setup applicable on this specific pair or not? For example, you had this resistance, candle came out, candle closed here, and you are thinking, you are waiting for the candle to retest, and so it can just cross this and you can trade it. But it didn't happen. This candle just opened and boom, it went like this. So is the pair, this specific pair, too volatile for me to trade? Yes, this specific pair on my strategy, it would be very very volatile to trade. So just make sure that the pair you are choosing follows your strategy. Always backtest that pair for at least 1 month. Backtesting means you watch that pair for at least 1 month live in the session you are going to trade. So that would give you confidence and how that specific pair moves in your time. So moving forward, is my setup applicable on this pair or not? So this is very very important, because obviously if your setup is not applicable on that pair, how you gonna trade that pair? So to trade any pair, you have to live trade on like demo. Just watch that pair during that session you are going to trade for at least 1 month, so you can have a bit of understanding, just a bit, so you can predict how the market is gonna move, and like how the market is gonna react in this specific time frame and the session. And what is the success ratio of my trading strategy? For instance, as I use break and retest as my strategy, so I just wait for the candle to break out. Just consider it as a candle or a wick. So it retests this area, and confirmation candle, we do have a confirmation candle, and in the next candle I do trade. So the success ratio of my trading setup, my trading strategy, or the ratio how many times this specific way the market is gonna move is 70 to 80%. So make sure that the strategy and the setup you are gonna trade is successful in the time frame and on the pair you are going to trade. So good luck. That was it from here. So if you do have any question from this specific video, do ask me in the comment section. Do like, subscribe and share. Take care.